The stars were calm that night, shining over a quiet Earth that did not yet know it was being watched. High above the planet, beyond the reach of satellites or human eyes, fleets of ships moved in perfect silence. They were enormous, sleek, and glowing faintly with an inner light that seemed older than time itself. These were the Eldari, the oldest species in the galaxy, observers of countless worlds, keepers of rules written in memory and energy, not in words. For eons, the Eldari had avoided contact with younger civilizations. They had seen them rise and fall, conquer and destroy. Most species could not handle knowledge of the universe beyond their own systems. Yet Earth was different. Something beneath its surface, something far older than humans, had drawn the Eldari's attention, and for the first time, they had a warning. Stay away from Earth, the Eldari broadcast. Their message transmitted in every language, every format, every medium humans could receive. It is not just the humans. Governments across the world were shaken. Satellites flickered as the message passed through encrypted networks. Radio stations went silent and every news channel displayed the warning. Panic spread, but not everyone felt fear. Some felt wonder. Some, like Dr. Ilara Finn, felt a spark of curiosity that would not be ignored. Ilara was an exogeologist, a scientist who studied planets beyond Earth, and occasionally the secrets hidden beneath their own. She had spent years exploring deep caves, drilling miles into the crust and analyzing minerals that had formed before humans even walked the planet. When the call came from a secret international agency, she did not hesitate. She knew the message was real, and she knew she wanted to see for herself what lay beneath. The agency provided her with a team of experts, physicists, archaeologists, engineers, and biologists. Together, they were humanity's best hope to understand the warning and whatever secret Earth was hiding. Their destination was a newly discovered subterranean network deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, a place untouched, ancient, and full of mystery. The first descent was tense. As the submersible cut through dark water and penetrated miles of solid rock, the team watched screens that displayed walls covered in strange markings. They were not written language but patterns that seemed to vibrate with energy. Ilara touched one with a gloved hand, and a faint pulse ran through the metal of her suit. She pulled back quickly, heart racing. These are not human, she whispered. Her colleague, Dr. Rian Cho, studied the readings. No civilization we know could have made this. These minerals, these structures, they're millions of years old, maybe more. The tunnels led them to a massive cavern, illuminated by a light that seemed to come from the walls themselves. At its center was a structure, crystalline and perfect, shaped like a flower frozen in time. It was clearly not natural. Ilara approached cautiously. As she drew closer, the crystal began to glow brighter, responding to her presence. Suddenly, a wave of energy passed through the chamber. It was not dangerous, but it was intelligent. The symbols on the walls seemed to shift, forming patterns that were almost readable. The team realized that the chamber itself was a message, a library of knowledge encoded in energy and crystal. "We're not alone," Ilara said, voice barely a whisper. "Not on this planet. Something has been here long before us." Meanwhile, high above, the Eldari observed. They did not intervene, not yet. They could feel the humans' curiosity, their courage, their determination. Unlike every other species they had encountered, humans did not flee from mystery. They did not collapse under the weight of what they did not understand. Instead, they pressed forward, exploring, questioning, learning. One Eldari elder spoke to the others, their voice a sound like shifting light. "They are different. Curious, persistent, resilient. They may succeed where others failed. Yet the risk remains. Knowledge without caution can destroy worlds." Back on Earth, the humans continued their exploration. They found a series of smaller chambers branching from the main cavern. Each contained artifacts, tools, devices, and strange objects that defied their understanding. One object in particular drew Ilara's attention, a small translucent sphere filled with swirling light. It hovered in her hand as if alive, projecting visions of distant stars, alien worlds, and civilizations long gone. "This is incredible," Ryan said, awestruck. "It's showing us the galaxy as it was millions of years ago. We're holding history in our hands," Ilara nodded. She felt a deep sense of responsibility. "We can't let anyone misuse this. This knowledge, it's powerful, too powerful for greed or fear." As the humans marveled at their discovery, the Eldari decided it was time to make their presence known. They appeared in orbit, ships glowing softly, their forms shimmering like liquid starlight. For the first time, humans saw them clearly. Massive, elegant, and almost impossibly beautiful, the Eldari radiated authority and wisdom. Ilara's team watched in awe as the Eldari projected a holographic image in the sky. A voice calm and resonant spoke directly to them. You have found what was meant to remain hidden. Earth is unique, but it is not alone. Humans are not the only species here. Treat this knowledge wisely, or it will bring ruin, not enlightenment. Questions raced through the minds of the humans. Were there other beings still hidden beneath the surface? What had the Eldari been protecting for millennia? Why now? The Eldari did not answer directly. They had rules strict and unwavering about interference. They could warn, they could observe, but they could not decide the fate of another species. That choice belonged to the humans themselves. Ilara realized something important. The warning was not a threat. It was a challenge. The Eldari were testing them, not for destruction, but to see if humans were ready. Ready to understand, ready to grow, ready to rise above the limitations of their world. The team returned to the surface, bringing samples, recordings, and images, but leaving the crystalline entity undisturbed. They knew it was a delicate balance. One misstep could trigger forces they could not control. In the following weeks, humanity's perspective began to shift. Governments, scientists, and ordinary citizens debated the implications of the Eldari's warning. Some wanted to exploit the discoveries. Some wanted to hide them. But many, inspired by Ilara's courage, realized that this was an opportunity to grow, to reach for the stars in a way that honored the responsibility of knowledge. Ilara stood on the cliffs overlooking the Pacific, thinking about the cavern, the artifacts, and the message. We are not alone, she said quietly. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we are meant to rise, to become something greater than we ever imagined. The Eldari watched silently from above, their ships drifting like stars among stars. They had seen countless civilizations fail, but humans were different, curious, brave, and resilient. They were a species that could survive the vast, dangerous galaxy. If humans learned patience, wisdom, and respect, they could grow into a presence unlike any other. And Earth, the small, fragile blue world, was ready to begin its journey. The warning remained, echoing in human minds. It is not just the humans, but for the first time, humanity did not feel fear. They felt hope. They felt determination. And they felt the undeniable spark of greatness waiting to ignite.